Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. All right. My name is Paul Weinstock. I'm the director of Saving Our Next Generation, the owner of Fun It Up. I'm a CBE. My company is Weinstock, LLC. Through the song program, which is a nonprofit organization, I was able to hire 10 returning citizens with the Clean Team. Thanks to our wonderful mayor and Ms. Whitfield and DSLDB. I want to spend a special thanks out to Charlie Whitaker, who was my mentor at that time. Also, additionally, I have participated in volunteering in the Aspire program, which Charlie Whitaker had brought me into this program as well. And I think it's a great program that the mayor has initiated. And I think it is something beautiful for returning citizens that will give them a better way of living and abiding citizen. So with that being said, I have a special couple of guests that I want to say thank you to. One is Councilman Kenyon McDuffie, who helped me along the way. Raheem Jenkins, that brought me into the Mentoring Credible Messenger program with DYRS. Also, Tina Kennedy, who's not here, who helped me along with the Clean Team. Also, my chef, who actually prepares the food, Wayne Roy. And I have two more, Jackie Manning, and last but not least, Tony Lewis, who connected me with a lot of ideas and people to become successful. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce an Aspire graduate with this amazing woman, Susan Shakray.
Good morning, Mayor Bowser, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Susie Fish Shakray, and I'm a successful graduate of the Aspire Side Hustle and a returning citizen. Reentry and societal reintegration for returning citizens present complex challenges due to the lack of underfunding in the district and the surrounding areas. As a returning citizen, Aspire Hustle has assisted me with SBA business development, skills development, coaching, mentoring, coaching pitches, and breathing classes that help to aspire to entrepreneurship business. From Aspire Hustle, I am now in the DREAM program Out Loud, which allows online network to support business for sharing resources, opportunities, information, and contacts for DC-based food businesses. These are district programs that help returning citizens gain the encouragement, the help, and support one needs without time limits and without judgments. Again, I would like to thank Mayor Bowser for the Aspire Hustle program. Thank you, under DSLB. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is wonderful to be here, and it's a great day in Ward 5, right, Council Member? On the fantastic Rhode Island Avenue, Main Street. Let's hear it for our wonderful Main Street and great street in our city. I am so happy to be with you to talk about a program that's making a real difference in the lives of D.C. residents, and honored to be here with your council member, Kenyon McDuffie. You heard from Paul and Susie a difference that these types of programs can make, and I just want to tell you a little bit about it. We started Aspire back in 2016 as a pilot program to look for new ways to provide men and women in our community with second chances through entrepreneurship. One thing that we know for sure is that we have people throughout the District of Columbia who want to be productive, provide for their families, think ahead to their futures, take vacations, invest in their kids' education, buy new school clothes. You know, all the things that everybody wants. And so we know that in our city, we can be focused and innovative and consistent, and bold in how we provide those pathways for second chances. And that is why we focused on helping people who need a second chance start a business. A regular traditional 9-to-5 isn't for everybody. And let's face it, their employment community hasn't caught up with us because they're not giving chances to everybody. So if there's a good idea, we want to be able to help our residents support those good ideas with sound business practices and networks to support them. What we know already from just 2 short years of this program, we have 60 alumni of the program who have benefited from intensive business training, urban agriculture training, marketing support, and more. We also know that we have a 0 recidivism rate among our Aspire participants. When people have access to opportunity and when they are driven to succeed, we know that that's a winning combination. When members of our community open and expand businesses, they expand opportunity for other DC residents, because I know for sure when somebody has been given a second chance, they never forget it and they pay it forward. Which is why recently we made $250,000 available through We Aspire grants. These grants offer financial support to business owners and aspiring business owners who are also returning citizens. So I have a simple ask of our Aspire participants and graduates here today. Keep finding these types of opportunities. Apply for grants, keep making choices to push yourself and challenge yourself, and finally, along the way, pull others up with you. And whether that's through mentorship, apprenticeships, employment, or other opportunities. And we simply can't wait to see what you do next. And so I'm going to ask Christy Whitfield and members of our team to explain a little bit more. But before we do that, I want to turn to our council member who's been very focused on how we can make all Washingtonians participate in the prosperity that we are experiencing in this city. Councilmember McDuffie.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I want to thank everybody for joining us here this morning. Indeed, it is a wonderful day in Ward 5, and I want to thank Mayor Bowser for her leadership, her vision, for making sure that we don't leave anybody behind as the city continues to prosper. This program in particular is an example of what government can do when we're thinking about everybody in our city. The last, the least, and the lost. Folks who are coming home from college, folks who are coming home from the military, and folks who are coming home from periods of incarceration. So let's give Mayor Muriel Bowser a hand of applause for all that she's done to support and grow this program. I've benefited from chairing the committee that has oversight of the Department of Small Local Business Development, led by Christy Whitfield, who's the director. And I also want to thank Christy Whitfield for her focus on this program. She's got a whole portfolio of things to do. There are a lot of folks who are pulling and tugging in different directions, but she always finds time, not only to support these programs through the sort of financial incentives that are included, but to get out into the community and visit with these entrepreneurs. So let's give Christy a round of applause for her commitment to this program as well. And then finally, I want to thank Paul and all the folks who are here, any ANC commissioners who are here as well. Raise your hands so folks see who you are. Your public service is invaluable to the work that we're doing in government. And the folks who are taking the leap of faith to start businesses. People who, in many cases, have had the entrepreneurial spirit a lot of times before they went into the periods of incarceration, right? And now they've come home, have made a conscious decision to do what's in their best interest, what's in the best interest of their families, and what's in the best interest of the District of Columbia. They need our support to be able to keep their families intact. And as we see, when we do that, when we do what Mayor Bowser and what Christy Whitfield have done, then we see the shining examples of what the opportunities mean to these folks and their families. So let's continue to support this program. Let's see it grow. And let's make sure we always find time to celebrate folks who are doing the right thing. 0% recidivism, 0%. I think that deserves another round of applause. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Council Member. Now, I'd like to invite our our DSLBD Director that includes oversight of our CBE program and all aspects of how we try to involve D.C. residents and D.C.-owned businesses in the work that we do. And Christy has another big project that she's focused on, and that is our Green Book that we publish annually that showcases the opportunities for D.C. businesses to work with D.C. government. So it's just another part of the portfolio of programs. If we can get people starting their own businesses and showcase to them how they can work with D.C. government and other parts of the economy that we're building in this city, we have more people that can be prosperous. So Christy Whitfield.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. Good afternoon, or good morning, everybody. Good morning. Well, what a pleasure to see everybody coming out to support the Aspire program. You know, I'm not supposed to have favorites, so I won't claim favorites, but I will say that I enjoy this one for a whole lot of reasons. Our Aspire to Entrepreneurship, I think, shows some of the best of what DSLBD can do. And, you know, I'm not going to reiterate everything that has been said before me, but I do want to take a moment and talk about the fact that we talk about returning citizens. And I think that our society often focuses on the returning part. You know, everybody is, got a past, right? We're all returning from somewhere. And there's not a single one of us that hasn't made choices in our past. So the Aspire program and this mayor focuses on the citizen part, right? When this mayor was reelected, she talked about a relentless, fair shot for every district resident. And that's the citizenry of this. So the Aspire program focuses on the citizenry and not the returning part. I don't care where you have returned from. What I care about at DSLBD is where do you want to go? Yes. And where can we go together? When I met the first cohort, my first cohort that I got to meet when I was appointed in November 2017, that was cohort 3, I said, you all have been brought together by one characteristic that is the least interesting thing about you to me. And so I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about what are we doing tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. And what you see behind me is the result of each of those tomorrows. And we are standing in front of a business that has knit into this community because of the citizenry. And what I'm excited about is that we all know that small businesses are the lifeblood, are the backbone of the local economy. And the citizenry includes all of us. And that includes returning citizens. And it includes mothers and daughters and fathers and sisters and brothers. And so the returning part is the past. And the citizenry is the future. And I want to thank Mayor Bowser for continuing to fund this important program that helps us make sure that when people aspire to what the next part of their phase is, DSLBD can say that we welcome you. And the past is prologue. We are ready to say, let's go on to the next piece. And if you're not ready to start a job, or if that's not the right choice for you, that's okay. Maybe you need a job with a clean team. We're looking at Charlie Whitaker. We're looking at other places. And that's good too, right? Because what matters is people having the opportunity to make choices instead of feeling like choices are made on them. And I think that when we do that together, our city rises. And it's a pleasure to work with you whichever way you go. And I look forward to being there along the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go into Fun It Up. And then there's a showcase of what our Aspire participants have been active in. But before we do that, I have a few minutes for press questions. Yes, Mark.
You're announcing that you have money available for Aspire, and I understand how it works with training and support. Is there money available for these entrepreneurs, startup money as well, to help them get their businesses started?
Sure. We have a number of programs and grant-specific programs in DSLBD and DISB as well, where we encourage participants to continue to look for funding.
And then could I ask a couple off-topic
Sure.
questions? Can I start with the Mystics tonight?
How about those Mystics? And how about those Nets?
Just your thoughts on those two teams and tonight's game?
Well, we're really excited, and we have our fingers crossed for a big win tonight for the Washington Mystics. They are playing in the final game for the championship at the ESA in our arena in Congress Heights in Ward 8. And so we couldn't be more excited for them. We think this is a big deal for women's sports. I think you saw that Council Member McDuffie's daughter got to participate in one of the games on center court at the ESA. And the light that we see in young girls who are in sport is really exciting. So we're pulling for a big win.
Bowser, if the Mystics do pull it out, do you have any celebration planned?
We're focused on the win tonight. Focused on the win tonight.
And did you watch the Nats game last night?
I did. I went to sleep. When I went to sleep, it wasn't looking good for the Nats. And when I woke up, I got a text that they had won, and I was so happy. So I think the moral of that story is I shouldn't be anywhere near the Nats game.
Can I ask on a more serious topic about the double murder last night, and if you can provide us any update on suspects or how people can help with that investigation?
Sadly, I got a briefing from the chief very early this morning about some violence that we experienced in our community in Ward 6, actually. 2 violent incidents that claimed 3 lives yesterday. I'll start with the double homicide in Rosedale. I understand that MPD has pretty solid lead on who the person is who is responsible, and we're hopeful that he will be in custody soon.
Also, Mayor, you had a shooting yesterday, homicide yesterday, a block or two from Nats Park, and you had another one, I guess, a few weeks ago, a block or two from Nats Park, and I guess some people have asked the question, is it safe? You're going to have all these, obviously with the Nats winning, you're going to have all these games here.
I would put it differently, Sam. I would say that we had violence within feet of D.C. residents who want to be safe. And yesterday, a 15-year-old child was murdered in James Creek, also in Ward 6. And we are very concerned about everything that happened there. We also think that the community can be helpful in making sure that the person who is responsible is brought to justice. We think we may have some video to release later in the day that could be helpful for us finding the person who did this.
So what about the general, it seems that we're hearing a lot about this, and I'm certainly asking you questions a lot about this.
We think
lately.
that the incident yesterday, that this young man was targeted, and we don't think it has anything to do with Nats Park or anything else. So we wanna know what happened and who did it, and bring that person into custody.
Will you be having more security there with these games?
We always have security at Nats Park that is substantial, but mostly related to a potential attack on the stadium.
I see MPD is here. Is there anything that he can add to this discussion?
You see something I don't see right now? Okay, yes. Commander, do you have anything else to add? Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, I'm Commander Leslie Parsons of MPD's Criminal Investigations Division. So there were 2 homicides yesterday that I'd like to ask for the public's assistance in providing us with information that will assist us in removing these violent offenders from our community. On Wednesday, October 9th, at approximately 1:15 p.m., members of the 1st District responded to the 1300 block of Half Street Southwest for the sounds of gunshots. Upon arrival, members located a juvenile male victim suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. DC Fire and EMS personnel responded to the scene and determined the victim displayed no signs of life, and he was pronounced on the scene. The scene has been identified as 15-year-old Thomas Johnson of Southeast DC. And as the mayor indicated, our preliminary information suggests that this young man was targeted. And also, as the mayor indicated, we are working towards surveillance video, and if we have images we can release to have the public assist us, we'll definitely do so. In our second incident last night, approximately 9:47 p.m., members of the 5th District responded to the 1600 block of Rosedale Street Northeast for the report of a shooting. So upon arrival, officers located 2 adult males suffering from gunshot wounds inside of a residence. DC Fire and EMS personnel responded to the scene and found that both victims displayed no signs consistent with life. The decedents in that case have been identified as 24-year-old Devon Miller of Northeast DC and 27-year-old Lekalefak Fanjay of Lanham, Maryland. We put out a release on this, so you'll have the proper spellings. And as the mayor indicated, we've made significant progress in that case. I'd like to extend my condolences to each of the families who tragically lost their loved ones yesterday. No one deserves to die from gun violence in this city, and we're collectively reevaluating our approach and addressing the proliferation of shootings in our city involving these illegal firearms. We'll continue to investigate these incidents, and we urge anybody with information to call our command center at 202-727-9099, or they can send us a text tip anonymously to 50411. And information received that leads to the arrest and conviction could be worth a reward up to $25,000. Thank you.
So the commander will be available at the conclusion of this event if there are other specific questions. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So the question was about credit and how we can help with credit counseling for aspiring entrepreneurs. And I think that is a part of some of the training and consultation that is available through Aspire. Thank you. Yes.
Mayor, so last night we attended this crime meeting in Shaw.
Yes,
which
sir.
was a standing room only meeting. One of the criticisms they said, why weren't you there? Why was the police chief at that meeting?
We were well represented at that meeting with the commander. Thank you.